So, as I was saying, it won't be specified in most of the problems. And if you say you're solving type of problems or exam type problem, it just says solve for x. So I just want to choose one problem. Just want to choose one problem that I see there. Okay, let me choose two in fact. So let's say we have x squared minus 4x plus 20 equals to 0. So we need to solve for x. We know that in solving for x, you can apply any method that you know, which will take you to the value that you want. Then just let's try something first. You try and do factorization. Remember, we try opening up two brackets. You try and figure out if you can get the factors of 20 that when you add or subtract, it will give you the middle term. So I hope you see that it will require us to do the other problem. So you know that you can try 5 and 4, which gives you 20, right? So you can try all of them. You can say 5 and 4, but you know when you add or subtract, it won't give you 4. You can try 2 and 10. When you add or subtract, they won't give you the middle term, which is negative 4. You can try now the last factor of 20, which is 20 and 1. When you add or subtract these factors, they're not giving you the middle term. So which means now that's where you say now you move to quadratic. So quadratic formula. So that's why you move to using quadratic formula. Yeah, don't force it. So if you can't not find factors, in fact, if you can't find the factors that when you add or subtract, they will give you the middle term. And even when you multiply with the signs, they will give you 20. If you don't find them, do not force it. Okay. So we move on to your quadratic formula. Quadratic formula is given by x equals to minus b plus or minus into square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So that's the formula that you'll use. So hence this one didn't work out. Then you move on to quadratic formula. Now we know that according to quadratic formula, then let's say x equals to b, it is the coefficient of x, which is negative 4. We substitute in the formula, which is negative b, so substitute negative 4. Therefore, minus 2, plus or minus, you say? Plus or minus. So b squared, therefore minus 4. A is the coefficient of x squared, which is 1, and c, it is 20. Okay, I'm not doing justice to some. Let's hope it's a bit visible there. 120. Therefore, all over 2a. A, we said it's 1. A, it's 1. So, now we simplify. We'll have x equals to positive 4 plus or minus inside the square root all over 2. So you simplify everything inside the square root and have an answer. Your 16 minus 18, which is 7. Negative. So it's negative. So negative. It's negative 64. Okay. So I have negative 64. I hope we see there. So because when we say square root of negative 64, there's error is in it, undefined. So that's where complex numbers are applicable. So that's where we apply complex numbers now. So in applying complex numbers, we'll say x equals to resolving it into complex numbers to say. We know that we can have square root of negative 1, which is j, isn't it? And then root 64 is Root of 64 is? It's 8. So yeah, it's a perfect square. 8 squared is 64. Then all divided by 2. So all divided by 2. So our answer is in complex form. So there's what we call a rectangular form. In fact, that's where we're going. So if you say leave your answers into rectangular form, so we know that your complex number is always Z. It must always be A plus B times J. It's A which is equals to Z equals to A plus B. So we must express it in that format. So when you simplify your numerator now, your X is equals to I hope you see according to rules of fractions, the terms in the numerator, they're sharing the denominator. So we know that 4 will be divided by 2, which is 2. And 8 will be divided by 2, which is 4. So we'll have 4j plus or minus 4j. So I just rearrange the coefficient of j there to be in front of j, which is 8 divided by 2. So that's how we do. So please don't forget your rules of fractions. Don't forget your rules of fractions. In fact, let me write it down. So I'm recalling here we applied fractions because we know that a over b, let's say plus c over b. The rule says that if the denominators are the same, we are going to do what? We add the numerator and take one of the base. So we have b, which is the LCD, and then we add the numerators. And even when we split again, it must be a divided by b and c divided by b. So you see, you have to recall another part here, the rules of fractions. So hence our answer, it is 2 plus or minus